Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. I'm just about to head to the airport to go home, and I have some theories on why air travel. A few things on air travel. Number one, we recently got rid of the requirement to remove our shoes at security, but we didn't lift the ban on liquids, which I find really surprising because you would think you could test something off of somebody's foot a lot better than you could test something that's on somebody's body, right? You could scan it better in terms of radiation, in terms of whatever. You can even do some chemical testing if you want. I have a theory on why they don't allow liquids on airplanes. I don't think it has anything to do with security or technological limitations to testing. I think the problem is that liquids tend to be heavy for their size, and the airlines, it would cost them a lot of fuel to transport. Not to mention the airports themselves might want to sell you beverages. And I suspect that TSA is kind of in bed with either the airlines or the airport. Now, nowadays, Wi-Fi on airplanes is pretty good, actually, but there is one limitation. They don't let you stream or even upload a video. But I do things that are way more data hungry than that, and I normally don't run into a problem. I was talking to one of my roommates at the hotel, and he said that it would be really scary if you were streaming away when something dramatic happened, right? Terrorism or some kind of accident. And I actually now think that might be the reason why they don't let you stream, because the last couple of seconds that you stream could become go viral, and it might expose the airline for something that they did or didn't do. And a lot of airline staff don't have very good common sense, by the way. I've been on flights where one time I was explaining to the person sitting next to me, I have food allergies, right? I explained to him, when you're eating, just be mindful, keep your food to your area. And the guy sitting next to me agreed to that, but the airline pilot got very defensive about me telling the customers what to do. Whatever the situation is. And I eventually, the whole thing got really heated. The pilot actually came over and offered to allow me to switch seats with somebody else where the attendant wouldn't be nearby. Something to that. It was just really stupid. And so I wouldn't be surprised if during a emergency situation they did something stupid like that, right? I wouldn't be surprised, especially when you're stressed. You're not thinking nearly as clearly as you might on a customer service kind of issue, right? Now, speaking of streaming, have you ever wondered why the data on the black box recorder can't be streamed away and recorded somewhere else? I think the airline pilots don't want all the data to be recovered. It could show how they, it could show some shortcomings of them, right? They would much rather there be a mystery, right? So, for example, we never found the two black boxes involved in the Twin Towers. You could only imagine how many people would complain they could have done this, they could have done that, with the benefit of hindsight, obviously, right? Now, have you ever wondered, with the airline seats as packed as they are, like, how can anybody evacuate if there were any sort of emergency? Well, I personally think the airline probably doesn't want you to evacuate. Somebody who dies in an accident is probably way less of a liability than somebody who has some kind of permanent injury, right? I don't know, just a thought. But what do you think? True or false, any of these ideas? This is the Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum.